Welcome to All Things Haunted, Horrifying, and Hellish.
In this episode of All Things Haunted, Horrifying, and Hellish, I am going to discuss the ancient, evil, and mysterious vampire. Vampires are my favorite monsters of all time. They are known for their black capes, thick Romanian accents, and of course, their voracious lust for blood. They are hypnotic and lure their victims into a false sense of security. From there, they wait until the victim is calm and relaxed. Then, bam! The vampire attacks with no warning and sucks the blood to give its cells more energy. Now, their victim will become a vampire too. They have short hair that comes to a point on their forehead. Vampires are also known for shape-shifting into bats, raccoons, wolves, and foxes. This helps them hide in plain sight and find more victims. I often wonder what it would be like to fly around, drinking victims' blood, and possibly going insane. Do you have a vampire problem? Listen here, and I'll help solve it. Vampires have a dislike for onions and garlic because of their strong oils and healing abilities, which they don't like because they are undead. Another repellent is sunlight. Vampires are nocturnal due to their sensitivity to sunlight. Vampires are also known to be very stubborn when it comes to counting. It is said they can leave a net or loose rice at your doorstep, and the vampire will be compelled to count every grain or loop in the net. Hopefully this will keep them busy until the sun rises. Then they will explode into flames and burn, baby, burn. There is always a crucifix as well. Vampires can't stand them. Their red glowing eyes and scary evil laughs can send shivers down your spine. They come from various places, not just Transylvania. I told you about the Mananagal, aka the Aswang vampire from Thailand. I love vampires due to their sharp fangs, glowing eyes, sharp claws, and their gluttonous lust for blood. I've always loved the intensity and mystery behind them. They hate holy water because of its purity, and mirrors reflect their malevolence. Religious symbols repel them in the Word of God, so use a crucifix if you see one. The legend of vampires originates in 1720, when people thought were vampires were more likely people suffering from rabies, but hysteria quickly grew and became what we now know as vampires. Rabies victims exhibit symptoms such as light sensitivity, being awake at night, aggression, and biting. Sound familiar? One thing that keeps vampires alive is movies and books. One vampire I love is none other than Dracula himself. He came from Transylvania to kill Mina Harker and her best friend Lucy Westenra. Jonathan Harker went to Dracula's castle to meet the Count and paid dearly. I also love Nosferatu for what he did to the countless victims he sunk his teeth into. I'm glad I was born in Canada and not in Transylvania. In conclusion, the myth of vampires have withstood time, and their popularity is all over the world. They are embedded in our culture because of their iconic looks and their popularity in modern stories and movies. I personally believe vampires are real. I constantly research them to stay up to date and protected. Thankfully, I've never crossed paths with a vampire. Or have I?
Today on the Punch-Up, sponsored by Spam, I am going to talk about the Gatorade Garden City Complex located in St. Catharines, Ontario. The Gatorade Garden City Complex was built in 1938, and in 1943 it was home to the St. Catharines Falcons of the OHL. That's right, the OHL was used to call the OHA. Other teams that called the arena home was the St. Catharines Teepees, the Blackhawks, the Junior B Falcons, not to be confused with the Big Falcons, the Finn Cups, the Saints, the Niagara Ice Dogs, and the last team to call the arena home was the St. Catharines Junior Athletics of Ontario Junior Lacrosse. I will discuss what will the arena became. My last experience at the arena was in 2012. I was watching the OHL finals between your Niagara Ice Dogs and the visiting London Knights. At the time, the arena was okay because it was old, it was small, and we sat on hard wooden benches. Ouch. It was named the Jack Gatecliff Arena because he was a local sports writer, a hockey and lacrosse player who was from St. Catharines, and he was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame and Canadian Lacrosse Hall of Fame. After September 19, 2007, it was renamed the Gatorade Garden City Complex in time for the Ice Dogs to play in their home opener. Since relocating from Mississauga in '96, they did a renovation on the arena to combine the Garden City Arena and Rex Stimmers Arena into one complex, and then in 2022 they closed it, and in 2023 they demolished it. Right now the city isn't too sure what they are doing with the land. In conclusion, Jack Gatecliff was a great name for an arena in St. Catharines. Because he was a successful man in sports, the arena served a good purpose and lasted through a renovation, and I was happy to see it get torn down because it was an old hockey barn. I am interested to see what will be built to replace it.